Hey everybody, TK here for Theme King TK. Big day, my first time going to Epic Universe. Can you tell which land I'm excited for? Darkmoor, Dark Universe, of course. I even have my creature kicks on. I'm ready to go, but we're gonna go through each and every portal, check out the attractions, try some food, check out a brand new park for the first time. Let's party on in the park.
We stayed at Cabana Bay this trip, so this is what early open looked like for hotel guests lining up. Again, I think, pretty much everybody can get in the front gate, but you need a hotel key to get into the portals. And here we go, walking into the Kronos for the very first time. Years in the making. I've been waiting for this. You can see Helios Grand Hotel in the distance there, and a chance to take in some of the beauty of Celestial Park as we wait for the portals to open. Kind of go into this holding area right next to one of the gift stores and taking a look around Celestial Park. As we start to move, I think we're just going to go clockwise around the park, and so the first portal that we're going to come to will be Super Nintendo World. Let's go! As we head into the warp pipe. So Donkey Kong Country is something that we don't have in our home park at Universal Studios Hollywood, so definitely wanted to check this out. And let me tell you, the just jungle vibes did not disappoint. What a fun land. And DK, Donkey Kong himself, was there for a meet and greet. Seems like a good time to head into Donkey Kong Minecart Madness.
Would you knock it off, Squats? You're lucky I'm full up on bananas. The roasted carrot is sounding mighty tasty right now.
I think I hit stop recording by mistake because it's a bumpy journey. Rambi the Rhino doesn't look impressed, but he will come out if you complete the drum game and you stay on beat. Another look around Donkey Kong Country, and here's the big splashdown from Minecart Madness. And now I think it's time to go on a little adventure around the Mushroom Kingdom. Great views on Yoshi's Adventure. Super Nintendo, very impressive, very colorful, much bigger than the one at my home park at Universal Studios Hollywood, but I think it's time to take a little break from all the fun, from all the brightness. It's time to embrace the dark of Dark Universe.
I bid you welcome.
Thanks for the warm welcome, Count. Let's take a look through Darkmoor Village. The time has come to enter the gates of Frankenstein Manor, and more importantly, Monsters Unchained, the Frankenstein Experiment. Here we pass the Frankenstein family tree, and speaking of notable family members, here we see Colin Clive, the original Dr. Henry Frankenstein in the 1931 film, and here's the OG monster, of course, famously played by Karloff, the Uncanny, and some of the different experiments and accoutrements that Victoria Frankenstein has going as we head up the staircases. It seems as if Victoria has been following in the footsteps of Henry, and we are on our way to see her latest and greatest experiment. I'm sure it'll all go according to plan.
I am Igor. My job is to get you through this experiment in one piece. But Igor, I hear you say, where's the fun in that? I agree, you delightful freak. Sadly, this is not that kind of experiment. Look closely. This is a catacombs navigation unit. All you little lab rats and your little lab rat friends get to ride one. Use it, Igor steers, nothing goes wrong. Yes? Don't forget that. This is just the emergency feature function. According to plan. Igor, you're bothering our guests. Send them in. I'm ready for them. Yes, Doctor. The doctor will see you now. This is fun, yes?
They called Henry a monster. They were afraid of what he had done. But you will see. There is nothing to fear. Show them.
At once, Doctor.
Lower the lights, quickly. Now. These people are friends. See? There's nothing to be afraid of. He is amazing, better than the original. He is the key to our most exciting experiment. For years, I have studied and controlled the monsters that prowl the darkness. And only one remains. I will control my ultimate challenge. Count Dracula. Calm yourself! That wasn't us.
Silence, creature. I will destroy you right now.
These two just don't get along. The Dracula experiment is the last piece of the puzzle. And with your help, the world will never see the name Frankenstein the same again. Open the doors! Our greatest victory is just through there. Quickly. This will change your life.
One fun fact, linger around after that pre-show and Frankenstein's monster will wave as you head to the catacombs.
You've much to see. You're still here. Move along.
Bye, Frankie.
Other fun details, this window that depicts Darkmoor, including the Burning Blade Tavern, and then they've got depictions of the monsters they've captured, including the Gill Man. Igor lurking about Darkmoor Village. I asked Igor for a quick pick. This is what I got. But I did manage one with my son.
So we're vacationing. Do you ever get to vacation? Any vacation photos?
If only. No, Dr. Victoria keeps Igor very busy at all times. So I am always working. But it's for the greater good and all for science.
What's the next experiment?
They're ongoing. They are on. Have you been to the manor?
Yes.
Okay, so you saw the torment ring.
We did.
The monsters are rehomed there. They're not trapped there. They're rehomed.
They seem to feel like they were trapped. I don't know. The mummy said, who's the real monster? The ones in chains or the ones that put them there?
Okay.
Do you care to comment?
Don't listen to that guy. All right. Some of them are a little bit bitter about some of our practices here in Darkmoor. But what they don't understand is that we are keeping the street safe for all of the citizens here in Darkmoor.
Thank you for that.
That's right. So, whenever the mummy says anything like that to you, you can say, "Yo, mama!"
Dr. Griffin, how are you? I have a request. I don't know if you'll do it for me. Do you think you could just hit me with a little, here's a souvenir for you?
Stay away from me or I'll rip you apart. How dare you force me to disappear? I'm twice
Still here.
you are, aren't I?
I'm just dying to know what you are.
It was a treat, wasn't it?
Invisible Man, a bit of a grump, but he did grant us a couple pictures. At least he had his wrappings on, so we could see him. This little one having a howling good time in Darkmoor. And here's the Burning Blade Tavern. So named, well, here's why. And now we head into the Burning Blade Tavern, a well-known hangout for monster hunters known as wolves. On the walls you'll see some of the trophy heads of the monsters that the wolves have taken down, and here we're going to take down a beverage. I went with the Lagoon Ida after the creature from the Black Lagoon. You can mobile order food, pick it up at the window outside. Don't sleep on those fire cheddar bites. They're awesome. And the Hunter's garlic steak, if you stabbed a vampire with that, they would be toast. Garlic toast.
And if it's monsters that I fear, worry not, the hounds are here.
Worry not, the hounds are here.
Now join me in a Alright, everyone, you be safe out there.
You got monster issues? Monster needs killing?
You know, I was able to skin a juvenile gill man earlier.
Oh,
so.
all right, that's good. Good. Usually, when they go rogue, that's what you got to worry about. You got to take them out. I've had to take out a gill man before too myself.
What's the toughest monster you ever took down?
The toughest monster I ever took down? Oh, probably a Wendigo. That's what gave me this.
Oof.
It was nasty business. It was so hard to kill. Like silver wound them, but you got to burn them. You got to use fire on it. And the problem is that day I was hunting this Wendigo. It started to rain. So I couldn't keep my torch lit. So that was bad news. That's why I ended up with this. This was a siren. This was specifically a siren of Red Eye Lake. You can actually see her in the Burning Blade right there. I got her on the trophies. But yeah, it depends on the monster, my friend. Like, if you were to say, what is the toughest or the hardest? I'm like, it depends. Like, right now, I say Chorpions is what you got to worry about. You hear me telling them about Chorpions?
Yeah, what are they exactly?
Oh, nasty little demons is what they are. They're part chicken, part scorpion.
Oh, no.
I know. They look like a full-grown chicken, but they're like this big. They got a scorpion's tail, just chock full of venom. Oh, nasty little demons they are. Exactly. They're horrifying.
Terrible.
Be careful. You're walking by the bushes over there. Gotta watch, all right?
All right, well, enjoy a much-deserved drink in the Burning Blade, my friend.
Thank you, my friends. Yeah, you stay alive, too. If you need anything, you call Quincy McCready, all right? Here for you.
Even a man who is pure of heart and says his prayers by night may become a wolf when the wolfsbane blooms and the autumn moon is bright. Time for Curse of the Werewolf. You don't have to be a seer like Maleva to know that that was a good time and some good views of Darkmoor.
There's a souvenir for you. And one for you. I'll show you who I am and what I am. How do you like that, eh?
One of the gift shops is named for Dr. Pretorius from The Bride of Frankenstein.
To a new world of gods and monsters.
And here we see some of Dr. Pretorius's, well, scientific oddities. You can go to the Monster Makeup Experience and get made up like a monster. Some cool merch too. That Stein for the Burning Blade Tavern. How about that creature head? Or a werewolf, if you prefer. My son getting in the spirit as well. Well, here was my haul. I got the sign there, as you can see, right at home in my monster room. And it wasn't total death to my wallet. Did also meet the bride and the monster. Wasn't a long line and a great experience. They were great interactive characters. So many great references to the classic Universal Monsters films, including the Burning Blade Tavern, as we see here in the 1931 film, the original Frankenstein. Good place to get a drink as well. Even the toilets are highly themed here in Darkmoor. Darkmoor Village, truly, truly something special. And you might recognize this statue from the opening scene of the original Frankenstein film. There he is, right back there on the right. And this statue, a reminder of poor little Maria. I must say that a Universal Monsters dedicated year-round land is something that I've hoped for as long as I can remember. I've always loved Halloween. I've always loved the classic monsters. And to step foot into this world was incredible, to share it with my son and my friends, walking in for the very first time, standing in front of Frankenstein Manor. Well, this land is...
It's alive! It's alive! It's alive! It's alive!
As much as I hate to leave Darkmoor, we have to move on, and now we head to the Wizarding World Ministry of Magic. And now into 1920s Wizarding Paris. The scale of this land, the size of the buildings, incredible. And there you see the amazing Phoenix Arch. And it's time to head to the battle at the Ministry. Speaking of scale, how amazing is this? The full-on atrium of the British Ministry of Magic. As we took the Flu Network, now we transport into the 1990s, where Dolores Umbridge is on trial, and rightfully so. This queue really is an attraction in its own right. In fact, you can do it as just a walkthrough, ministry walkthrough. But the ride, fantastic as well. You'll see oars and ministers of magic, the talking portraits, statues, and of course you'll also head to the office of Dolores Umbridge.
Not an easy task. What with the trucks and wheels and toilets all over.
We're almost there.
But he would be happy to do it.
That's great. I don't like that. Yeah, I don't like that. I like it.
Did you see?
Incredible ride, incredible queue. You can see the bewitched ceiling there. I mean, you could just take in all these details. Truly amazing. But we have more exploring to do, so back through the Flu. The circus has come to town in the form of Les Cirque Arcanu. Ringmaster Skendor promises an incredible show. He might be borrowing heavily from one Newt Scamander to do that. You're going to experience a lot of your favorite magical creatures in this show. I really enjoyed the vibe of it. The creatures were awesome. Certainly something you want to carve out some time for and see when you come to the Wizarding World at Epic. Again, the architecture is amazing in this area. There you can see the home of Nicholas Flamel, of course, of the Sorcerer's Stone or the Philosopher's Stone. That was the entrance to the French ministry. Maybe we'll get an attraction. Now inside Bar Moonshine, an American-themed bar here in Wizarding Paris, or you can get a wide array of libations. I went with the Lobe Blaster. I also find it hilarious in French that wands are baguettes magiques. Moving on now, we head to the Isle of Berk as we continue our tour around Epic Universe. And I'll tell you, the Isle of Berk just might have one of the best, if not the absolute best, reveals once you make your way through the portal and step around this stone that kind of gives the story of Berk. Incredible. Here we take a look at Hiccup's Wing Gliders, a great family coaster, story coaster that travels all around the Isle of Berk. We will see where it fits into my rankings, ride rankings, still to come later on. But spoiler alert, this one's going to be up there. It is such a fun ride and has a great story. Now into Mead Hall. Incredible theming here as you head into Mead Hall, the high ceilings. It looks like it is straight out of the films. Such a good place to eat and beat the heat as well. Tough Nut walking around inside. There's Stormfly's catch of the day, good dessert, little chocolate mousse. And again, look at the theming here, the statues. Here's the Swedish meatballs with kind of a root vegetable mash, the sausage there with potato and barbecue. It was a great experience. And here in Berk, we, my friends, have dragons, lots of them. Some are active, some not so much.
Look, he's sleeping.
Hello there!
What's up, Gubber?
How are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
That's a terrifying shirt.
Yes.
Some weird creatures on there.
Well, you would know weird creatures.
Yeah, but I've never seen that type of creature before. That's very interesting. How are you doing today?
Good. What are you working on?
All right, you come here. You can't be wearing this shirt around here. Because dragons don't like strips and think you're an eel that way. Listen, you need to go buy another shirt. I might have to. No, you have to. There's no might. You have to. You're going to scare the dragons away. What's wrong with you? I know you need to learn about these things before you come to work like that. Everyone, do not wear a shirt like this. Dragons will think you're an eel if you wear stripes. This is a bad example of what you should not wear in Berk, alright? Alright.
Pouncer.
Thanks so much for Pouncer! Woo! Thank you all so much for your help. If you see any of Pouncer's siblings that's Dart and Rough Runner, please come find me and let me know. Don't tell Chief Hiccup, and don't tell Astrid. She will kill me. Again, my name is Magnus, and I'm Berk's Dragon Language Interpreter. And this is how we say see you later in Dragon. See you later, friends! Bye.
Love this beautiful carving of the first time Hiccup gained the trust of Toothless. And speaking of, we head now into the Untradeable Dragon, the big show of the area, which is worth seeing. There you see the theater, if nothing else, for Hiccup and Toothless flying overhead. Great moment. And now we take a look on back to Fire Drill on board the Viking ship now. Here's what it looked like, and miraculously did not get that wet, really not that wet at all. So maybe don't, be completely afraid of this one, although obviously, your experience may vary, but we stayed relatively dry there. You can see you aim and fire, and that's what your water cannon will look like. A couple dragons here fighting over a fish, and you might be fighting yourself not to spend a good chunk of your day in the Isle of Berk. It's one of the most complete lands. It's beautifully themed. The attractions are good. Speaking of attractions, here's Stardust Racers, the big thrill coaster of the park. Where did it rank? Find out later on. Now, we head into Pizza Moon, highly touted, and I absolutely love the decor in here. I mean, just completely absurd, actually. The celestial decor there, the pizza oven is actually that downed rocket. You get a good look at it there, and all of these characters with the ingredients just flying around on the ceiling. Such a whimsical place, really fun. I love this one. This is my favorite, the one with the cheese grater. Just grating that Parmesan, grating it right on our pizza. Pepperoni sausage, a classic. It was very, very good. And now we take a look at Constellation Carousel, a really interesting take on a carousel. The music is a vibe. This thing will get busier as the sun goes down, and it really illuminates and pops. Epic Universe really transforms at night. It's such a beautiful park. It's just a shame that it's only open till 9 right now, and you don't get much time in the dark. Maybe in the fall when it gets dark earlier, but it truly is a beautiful park during the day and really comes to life at night. And don't forget about Captain Cacao. Have to pay him a visit. And what a day it was, just with friends, with family, entering the dark universe for the very first time. stepping through the portals and just experiencing everything for the first time. You know, I mean, I going to Dark Universe, like a dream come true. I was like, you know, a kid on Christmas morning, really was. And to experience a theme park with my son from top to bottom for the first time was a memory I will never forget. But it's ranking time. Coming in at number 11, Dragon Racers Rally. It's fun, it's thrilling, a little hard to get those rotations, got almost all the way around, but it comes in at the bottom of the heap. Number 10, Constellation Carousel. Yes, just a carousel, but elevated, you know, with the movement, with the lighting, with the music, with the vibe. You know, it's a purely epic universe ride. Number 9, Yoshi's Adventure. I enjoyed this. Yeah, I know it's a slow-moving omni-mover, but there's an interactive component with, you know, the egg hunt, and you get great views of the Mushroom Kingdom. Coming in at number 8 is going to be Curse of the Werewolf. I enjoyed this as well. It has a nice little launch. You get some good views of Darkmoor as you go around, and I love that Dark Universe has a second attraction, but it's relatively short. It comes in at 8. Number 7, this one surprised me, Fire Drill. I really enjoyed this. You know, again, interactive play, didn't get soaked. You can actually hit targets and and that'll attack the other team and soak the other team. I enjoyed this more than I expected. Coming in at number 6, Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge. I've experienced this in Hollywood. This one's up there just because, you know, the sets, honestly, the AI kind of clouds these incredible sets in the ride, but re-rideable just because of, you know, trying to up your score. Number 5, Minecart Madness. I love the theming of this. I love the theming and the vibe of the entire land, and I liked the illusion of jumping the track. This one just put a big smile on my face. And yeah, a little herky-jerky, but I mean, it's a minecart. What do you expect as we take a look at this touchdown? But this one into the water here, Minecart Madness was tons of fun, and I just loved the energy of that entire section of the land. Here we're going to take a good look at the barrel launch here one more time, and again, just check out the views as you go here. Just incredible. I mean, you gotta love that. And there, Donkey and Diddy coming your way. Number 4, this one might surprise some people, but Stardust Racers, the big thrill coaster. You know, when it comes to the debate, I'm Team Velocicoaster because of the theming. I know that's a big debate, but I did love this. It's very fast. When you launch right, when the timing's right, you launch right next to the other coaster, and in the celestial spin, it is incredible. I just felt like it was missing some theming, and that's why it comes in there, and that's why this comes in at number 3. Hiccups Wing Gliders, because of the theming. It's got Hagrid style theming. It's got a full story. It's got on-ride audio. It's got animatronics of Hiccup, of Toothless, of exploding Gronkle eggs. It gives you a picturesque view of the Isle of Berk, which is arguably the most beautifully themed land. I mean, maybe not even arguably, as you take a look here. And there goes Hiccup's Wing Gliders diving down into the water. It is so much fun. A coaster the whole family can go on, but still has thrills. Number 2, yep, Battle at the Ministry. Harry Potter and the Battle of the Ministry. I really love this, and especially the queue is incredible. And it might be the star of the show here. Going into the British Ministry, fully built out, full scale. The ride itself is great, but I think it only suffers here in the rankings because there's so many other great Harry Potter rides, Forbidden Journey, Gringotts, you know, Hagrid's, and this one was a little screen heavy. The animatronics really did stand out, like Higglety. Here you see the house elf of Dolores Umbridge. The Death Eater animatronics, incredible. The Erumpent, incredible. The character animatronics, really fun to see. Dolores, Harry, Ron, Hermione. So it was incredible, and it was neck and neck. It really was. But it's just going to be extremely tough to unseat number 1 just because of something that I've always wanted to see. But Battle at the Ministry is amazing. It's clearly the most popular ride in the park, commands the biggest wait time. But top to bottom, the whole experience, like you see here, ending, walking back through the Flu Network, it is a complete experience from the second you walk in to the ride to the end. But coming in at number 1, welcome to a new world of gods and monsters in Darkmoor. Monsters Unchained, the Frankenstein experience, is my number 1 ride just because of the ride it takes you on. I mean, walking into Frankenstein Manor and just all the little Easter eggs, the love letter to the Universal monsters, and, you know, great storytelling with Victoria Frankenstein, with Igor. I mean, just walking in, look at this grand staircase. Let's talk about the ride itself. Incredible animatronics. Just right off the bat, you know, with the Phantom of the Opera and the flaming organ and turning and reaching out. Quasimodo in the bell, the giant mummy reaching down, not to mention, you know, Dracula, incredible, floating around, Dracula's brides. The creature makes a little cameo. Creature from the Black Lagoon is in there as well. Wolfman animatronic, amazing. I mean, this thing is such a great experience. Now, yep, you really do need to catch it when everything's working. It's a very complex ride. Stuff may be down here and there, but I love what they did with the story. They, you know, kind of reimagined it, but really stayed true to the heart of the Universal monsters. So with that, we'll get one more Frankenwave here. Frankenstein will bid us goodbye. Those are my rankings. Comment below, what did you think?
The doctor will see you now. This is fun, yes?
Yes, Igor, it was fun. Yes, you delightful freak. I even saw the Dark Universe bus on the way out. I hope you enjoyed this epic adventure. Like or subscribe. Let me know what you thought of Epic Universe. See you next time on Theme King TK.